What up, cyber heroes, and welcome back to another episode of Don't Be an IT Guy, the official podcast with Boyd Clueless. In this specific episode, we're going to talk about something very, very cool and a little controversial, if you don't mind. And that is why getting a job is a scam and a waste of your time. Believe it or not, literally, it really is. Getting a job just over broke. Nah, but seriously though, getting a job really could be a scam. Depends on how you do it. Anyway, if you don't know who I am, I'm Boyd Clueless, internationally recognized cybersecurity expert, and I help people upgrade their jobs to six-figure tech careers at the Baxter Clueless Training Academy. But we ain't even talking about that today, guys. We are talking about legitimately what people have been taught for their entire lives, and we're gonna break down why it doesn't make sense. All right, so if you are new to the channel, go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that red bell to subscribe so that you're notified whenever I drop new content, guaranteed to take your career to six figures and beyond, because ain't nobody talking about this stuff and I'm about to give it to you. So here is the first point that I want you guys to understand. We're gonna go on a journey real quick, if you don't mind. Y'all ready for a journey? I want you to think about this. This conversation actually originally started when I was teaching at Texas Christian University, TCU, go Frogs. You see, I'm repping my TCU, where's it? There it is. My TCU gear today that I picked up when I was teaching some classes. Shout out to Dr. Quigley for having me come through and teach at the business entrepreneurship and ethics class. I love the students there. Every so often they invite me to teach. I think it's very, very cool to go and teach at one of the prestigious universities in the US, considering I only have a high school diploma. All right. Oh, anyway, so what I was talking to the students about in the class, I had them do this little exercise. I said, everybody raise your hands and repeat after me. And they all were like, okay, what is going on here? I said, repeat after me. And I want you to do this too. If you're watching this, raise your hand. Even if you're driving, just keep one hand on the steering wheel. I will never be an employee. Okay? And there's some psychology behind this I need y'all to understand. And before y'all start trolling in the comments, hear what I'm saying. Just hear me out. I want you to nod your head and agree if you've been told. If you want to achieve some level of success in life, what you have to do is graduate from high school, go to university, get some type of 2-year, 4-year degree, and then you go get a job, right? Yes. You go get a job, and then that job should provide a lifestyle for you to make some money so that you can provide for your family. That is what has been preached to the masses. And I'm going to break down why that is actually wrong and what I did and how it fundamentally changed my life. So I told you guys we're going to go on a little journey. So I want y'all to take y'all back to about 2016. 2016, I accepted a job opportunity to become the senior security architect for the world's largest airlines, American Airlines. At that time, I believe I was 26, maybe 27 years old. It was a big deal. I was terrified. Remember, I told you guys, I only have a high school diploma. So I didn't have all this education that they were looking for in their job description. I didn't have these years of experience, this college that they were looking for, but I had the skills and the belief that I could actually do the job. Nevertheless, it was still scary. So I went to this job with a mindset and a heart to serve. And what I mean by this was I was going to serve everybody I worked with at the highest level because I believe it is a reflection of me. No matter how I feel about the company, I'm always going to pull my weight. I'm going to do my best and serve at the highest level. This is what I want you to also understand. That job was paying me $150,000 a year. $150,000 a year, which most people would be like, man, that's a lot of money. And it was decent. It's cool. But I also had a contract on the side that was paying me $120 per hour. Now you might be thinking like, dang, why would a person even do that? And it's this simple philosophy right here that I have always believed, especially growing up the way that I grew up. I just refuse to put all my eggs in one basket. And so what I mean is, to me, it never made sense for me to go get a single job and then put my life, my family's livelihood in the decision making of someone else. So let's say that, at that time that I was working there, Doug Parker was the CEO of American Airlines, and he decided to make some bonehead decision that completely just sent the stocks crashing. American Airlines loses all their money. So then what happens to my family? It's like contingency, right? And when you work in the tech space like I did, especially working in tech support, there's this notion that 2 is 1 and 1 is none. So you want to have redundancy and backups when it comes to your systems. But most people don't take that same approach when it comes to their job and their career, even though the impact of losing a job is way more impactful than losing a system, a server, or a laptop. Think about that for a second. It doesn't matter. It never mattered what income level I was at. I always kept a consulting opportunity that I managed simultaneously, and I served both parties at the highest level. Although there was a priority of who got the best of me. You know what I mean? There was a priority. But this is the principle I want you to understand. If you manage your career like a business, then you're going to never be an employee and you're going to think differently. So when I worked at American Airlines, I never worked for American Airlines. They were not my employer. To me, they were always a client and I was a consultant serving them. I was a service provider. Because I want you to think about right now, whatever company that you're working at, ask yourself, do they only have one client? And the answer is no. But some people be like, yeah, my company has one client, it's just the federal government. But how many divisions and departments are inside that thing? So that don't count. Not trying to hear that argument at all. A business cannot sustain with one customer, one client. And if you are managing your career like a service provider, a business owner, which you should, then how can you sustain yourself with one business, one client? It doesn't make sense. So that was the approach that I took, and it worked out well for me because number one, since in my mind, I believe I'm a consultant, I'm acting like a consultant, it made transitioning to starting my now multi-million-dollar consulting agency so easy because I could actually look back and reference American Airlines as one of my clients without lying. And here's an example. I do a lot of public speaking around the world. When I get introduced, they'll say, hey, Boyd Cluess, he's the CEO of Baxter Cluess Cybersecurity and Genesis Security and Compliance, former security architect for American Airlines, boom, boom, boom. Instant accreditability because I'm attached to it. But also when I'm having conversations with different security leaders or potential clients, they tell me about their problems. And I say, yeah, I faced a similar thing when I was working with American Airlines. And here's how I addressed it. Again, I'm linking credibility to the largest airline in the world, but I'm not doing it as in an employee. I'm using it to elevate my business. And that's what you have to understand. You can serve at the highest level, but use that company to serve your goals. So working at American Airlines allowed me to travel globally, get the consulting experience, and get my hands dirty in a lot of high-end, very expensive projects that I was able to lead and advise. And I used that same experience to launch my companies, right? So it all plays together. But if you are sitting there with just one job, banking on that CEO's, that leader's decision to provide for your family, then that is a risk that you need to address. And I know that it can be scary to have multiple opportunities or even start your own company. But if you acquire the skills, the work ethic, and the discipline to be organized, then you could serve multiple clients, meaning having multiple jobs at the same time with integrity and a high level of service. Now, there's things that we can use around automation, organization, even outsourcing things to virtual assistants that you could do. I'm not saying you're going to do everything on your own. It's all in the system that you design and develop to be able to execute. So my advice is not go to school, get a degree, and get a job. My advice is get a skill set, change your mindset, acquire some clients so that you can take control of your income for the rest of your life and you're not dependent upon someone else giving you a job. That is my desire for everybody, to be able to leverage your skills to provide for your family. Because at the end of the day, the company can take your job, but they can never take the knowledge and the skill sets that you use to acquire them. You just move on to the next phase of your career. And if you are looking for an opportunity to elevate your skills, your mindset, to be able to start a six-figure tech career, I invite you to apply to join the Baxter Clues Trading Academy. You can click the link on the screen, the link in the comments, or you can go to boydclewis.com/GRC. Check out our case study to see how we have helped hundreds of people completely transform their lives and become cybersecurity specialists in as little as 90 days. Now, it's not easy, but it's simple if you put in the work. That is it. That's what I want to share with y'all in this video. If you like this, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comments, did this just blow your mind? Have you ever thought about your career in that way? I will see y'all on the next one. Have a good one. Peace.